Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Masex back with another video. Draft's just been completed. I'm definitely hyped. It's one of the funnest times for me. Maybe I'm weird, but I love watching the NFL draft. I mean, I watch all 3 days. For the most part, 1 through 7 rounds. Of course, rounds 5 through 7, even just from a production standpoint on TV, it's not really shown like that, but I still pay pretty much attention to every draft pick. But today, because I'm a big Colts fan, an Indiana guy through and through, we're going to be taking a look at the Colts draft picks, starting from their number 1 pick all the way to the 7th round. So I'm just going to hop straight into it. If you haven't already, go ahead and like and subscribe to this video for more football content on the road to 1K. But without further ado, let's get to it. All right, the Colts' number 1 pick, round 1, number 4 overall, we have Anthony Richardson out of the University of Florida, 6'4", 244-pound quarterback. Probably one of the most exciting rookies that we're going to see. Don't know when he's going to get the opportunity right now. The Colts' current starting QB is none other than Gardner Minshew. Either they're going to let Gardner play, which I think that may be the right thing to do, let Gardner start off the season, and then Anthony Richardson at some point takes the keys and doesn't look back. Anthony Richardson is the ultimate project. It's well noted. Probably the least accurate quarterback in the entire QB class, but he has so much upside. He has good mechanics, the best arm in the draft. He has a ways to go when it comes to reading and reacting to coverages. And definitely it's not going to get any easier in the NFL level. The Colts' number 2 pick in round 2, pick number 38, cornerback Julius Brents out of Kansas State, 6'3", 198 pounds. Fun fact, he's actually from Indianapolis, Indiana, and I did not know that until a few hours after he was drafted. He actually went to the same high school I went my freshman year, Warren Central High School. The city of Indianapolis has definitely embraced him. He's a high second-round pick for a reason. You can't teach 6'3", and you don't find too many talented 6'3" corners, really 6'3" corners in general, legit 6'3". And he has range, nice arm span. He can match up with the bigger receivers. Still can improve for sure, but that's why he's going to the NFL and going to be with defensive back coaches. That's what coaches is for. He has fluidity, good athleticism. I really love the potential for Julius Brents, and I'm excited to see him grow as a Colts Nationer. The Colts' number 3 pick in round 3, pick number 79, is wide receiver Josh Downs out of UNC, 5'8", 5'9", 171 pounds. Just recently made a video about Josh Downs and the talent that he is. He was actually number 5 in my wide receiver rankings for the class. I thought he was going to get round 2 draft capital, but he slipped down to round 3. And that's probably due to some of the concerns that even I had. Solid wide receiver room already. We got Michael Pittman. We got an Alec Pierce out of Cincinnati. I think Josh Downs will slide right into the slot role, bring us that speed that we've definitely been lacking for a little while. I mean, we had Paris Campbell, but to me, just wasn't that good of a receiver. I definitely think Josh Downs is a much better prospect. I think he's a much more complete player. A good route runner, can make contested catches. He's not just a one-trick pony speed type of guy, even though he did have a rather disappointing NFL combine. So I'm definitely excited to see Josh Downs. All right, our number 4 pick in round 4, pick 106, was Blake Freeland, offensive tackle out of BYU, 6'7", 302 pounds. He can go toe-to-toe with any O-lineman in this class. Maybe in the league now in overall athleticism. I mean, he ran a 4.98, which was 94th percentile, had a 37-inch vertical. To put that in perspective, Dwayne Wade had a 37-inch vertical. Blake Freeland is 302 pounds. So that was very impressive. Obviously, that's 100 percentile. 99th percentile broad jump, 93rd percentile in his 10-yard split with a 1.68. You know, we do have questions about how he's going to stack up against the bull rush and really physical defensive linemen. Colts O-line last year was very disappointing overall. I really think that Freeland is probably going to get some significant play time if he doesn't start even. But he has a lot of experience, started 41 games at BYU, so I'm definitely happy to see him here. All right, our 5th pick, Adetomiwa Adebawore out of Northwestern. Defensive line, he drafted round 4, pick 110. Listed at 6'2", 282 pounds, ran at 4.49 at the combine at 282 pounds. That's ridiculous. Obviously, you see this man's very athletic. That's freaky athletic. Natural explosion, has a crazy first step. You know, a nice bull rush as well. I mean, he's really compact, put together. You can tell this guy really loves the weight room. He has motor. He has pursuit. He's going to start off as a third down specialist when it's third and long, third and obvious pass down situations. That's when he's going to play. He's going to be a nice depth piece on our Colts defensive line. In the 4th round, you're going to find guys that are definitely capable of being consistent NFL starters, but for a few red flags or another, that's what's dropped their draft stock, I would say. A lot of times it's size as well. They don't fit the prototypical size that the NFL personnels love. Like I said, 6'2". So he's not the most lengthy type of edge rusher, a little small when it comes to the height. He's got a crap ton of potential. And if he loves the game and puts 2 and 2 together with the coaching staff, works on more pass rush moves, doesn't just rely solely on athleticism, which I saw a lot of on his film, he can really be, you know, one of those guys that's a sack master, essentially. I don't know what his ceiling could be, but he's definitely going to make the team, and he can make some plays. All right, our 6th pick in the 2023 draft was cornerback Darius Rush out of South Carolina, picked round 5, the 138th pick overall. Very athletic, 6'2", 198 pounds. I love his size. He ran a 4.36, so he's got the speed and athleticism. Had an excellent Senior Bowl. Definitely, like I said, in round 4, he was another guy with a few red flags in general. Definitely needs to work on his man skills. Got beat a lot. QB rating was pretty high when he was targeted. And a lot of that is because he's a converted wide receiver. Yeah, like I said, 6'2", 198. He was a receiver at first. Last 2 years, played cornerback. So he has a lot of experience that he's going to have to develop. Hopefully the coaching staffs can be patient with him because he's got a lot of tools, has nice hands, good ball skills, which makes sense because he was a former receiver. But Darius Rush, another depth piece. We don't have the deepest defensive back room. I think he can come in and kind of work his way, get some special teams action, and be a contributor for the Indianapolis Colts. All right, and next up, with the 158th pick in round 5, we have safety Daniel Scott out of California. Daniel Scott, didn't know too much about him, honestly, until after he was drafted. I like his size, 6'1", 208 pounds. Good ball skills. He's definitely a willing hitter, just from the little bit of tape that I was able to see. Like I said, 6 years at California, so he's one of the oldest prospects in this draft, but I do feel that he'll be a solid depth piece for sure. All right, we have Will Mallory with the 162nd pick in round 5, tight end out of Miami, 6'4", 239. I heard about Will Mallory actually his freshman year, just because I pay a lot of attention to high school recruits. Definitely one of the more athletic tight ends in the entire class. Ran a 4.54. Experienced tight end in the college ranks, 40 starts overall. Fun fact, he's actually the grandson of former IU coach Bill Mallory. So Will Mallory has some Indiana ties here, so I'm sure he'll be a fan favorite, even though that tenure wasn't like we really won anything, but still nonetheless. Will Mallory's going to be a solid player overall, good route runner. He's a chain mover, decent blocker, and like I said, with that speed, he can be a big play threat. Definitely would like him to use his hands more. I know I got on Quentin Johnston in the last video. Will Mallory's kind of similar. I'd love him to catch with his hands a little bit more, and I think that would improve his contested catch rating overall, which was pretty poor, in my opinion, for tight end. And a lot of that, I think, is because he was allowing the ball to travel to his body rather than using his 6'4", 240-pound frame to catch the ball with his hands and absorb the ball and shield off those defenders. All right, and our last pick of round 5 was running back out of Northwestern, Evan Hull. And I think he truly can be a fan favorite, mainly because there's just something about him. At the combine, he made a name for himself because every position drill that they had for the running backs, whether it was the 40-yard dash or, like I said, the position drills itself, he catched the ball and he ran every one all the way to the touchdown. Generally you catch it, you run, 5 to 8 yards up, and then you're running back, throwing the ball back to the staff. He took everyone to the house, and I think there's just something about that just speaks to his character. But as far as on the field, man, 4.47, third in the Big Ten in all-purpose, 88 catches over the last 2 years. I love his receiving work out of the backfield. I mean, he's not juking anyone. He's going to try to run over everybody. I don't know how that's going to work in the NFL, but this man would try to truck a moving train. That's just his mentality. That's why I think the fans here in Indianapolis are going to fall in love with Evan Hull. Now, our last couple picks here, round 6 and round 7, probably can be cut candidates or at the very least special teams or just depth pieces overall for the 53-man roster. Maybe practice squad candidates as well. Linebacker, defensive end Titus Lee out of Wagner, pick 211, 6'3", 245, ran a 4.69. Like I said, this guy will be a project player, but he does have impressive physical tools. Cornerback Jalen Jones out of Texas A&M, round 7, 221 overall, 6'2", 200. So, I mean, another corner with really good size. I like him in run support. I think he'll make the team just because he's willing to make those hits, make those tackles. I think he'll be a solid special teamer. And then our last pick, round 7, pick 236 overall, is offensive tackle Jason Witt. Actually graded out as an elite prospect with his composite speed grade, a 1.71 10-yard split, a 4.89 in the 40-yard dash overall. And that was actually faster than our number 1 tackle, Blake Freeland. Also an elite explosion rating as well, 37-inch vertical, over a 10-foot broad. Former tight end, so it makes sense. Offensive line, we've struggled. Maybe there's some opportunities for players to come in. It doesn't matter where your draft stock is. If you can come in here, hold down the fort, you can definitely make this roster, especially with our O-line being as disappointing as it was last year. All right, well, these are the 2023 draft picks for the Indianapolis Colts. Definitely optimistic. I think this was a solid draft. We addressed some needs. It's just about development, and I think that the Colts, we can rebound for the 2023 season after a very disappointing 2022. Leading and starting with Anthony Richardson with our 4th pick overall. I'm sure myself, just as well as Colts Nation, can't wait to see him get on the field whenever that time comes. Hopefully he can get us out of this QB purgatory that we've been in the last few years since 2019 when Andrew Luck shocked the world and retired on us. But prior to that, from 1998 to 2018, we only had 2 quarterbacks. So we were pretty spoiled there, and we're definitely making up for that the last 3 or 4 years or so. But nonetheless, if you made it this far, that means you either rocking with me or you rocking with the Colts or a combination of both. So I definitely appreciate that. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. More videos to come if you love football. Like I said, like and subscribe. Let's get this road to 1K. With all that said, I hope y'all have a good one. I'm out of here, and I'll see y'all in the next video.